Sup, you chucklefucks? It's your boy Dark Raikou here with What If Issei joined the Beast Pirates. But yeah, also, if you're wondering why I was stretching a while ago, it's because I just woken up a while ago, or I just got off my bed. One of the two, but not the point. So I could have recorded this yesterday, like in the night, somewhere around like 12 or 11 or something, because, well, fucking Isaac decides to, well, mostly it's a mostly collab with another person. Well, that motherfucker decides to cut it off short, and I was like, I can do anything. And said I went to go record my first channel, which I am recording my first channel. If you haven't realized, I uploaded like 3 videos. Yeah, they're mostly the same what if, but yeah, but not the fucking point. I'm just trying to get into the swing of it, of mostly recording, well, Black Clover what ifs, and then I'll go on with mostly Naruto, and yeah, you get the point. But not the fucking point. Right now, let me just begin to this what if. Let me shut the fuck up and let me get water because my throat is dead. So yeah, with that happening, we go into mostly this what if. Wait, let me actually get that there. Okay, I said fuck it and just I pop in a fucking cough drop, but whatever. But we go into this what if. We go into mostly a baby, or not a baby, mostly a baby brown haired boy being born, but we go into mostly a time skip later on. His friends left them, of course, mostly they moved on to a different country. Of course, this brownish haired boy was saddened, but of course, everything would change. At the time when mostly he was depressed, his family didn't actually, well, they kind of ignored him, but not much. He didn't understand much, but he was actually around 9 years old when he decided to run away. Of course, his parents didn't notice too much, but yeah. But on that day he ran away, he came back. But he came back a little bit different. He didn't act different. He seemed the same. Or, that's what you perhaps think. But on that day, it wasn't actually a day, it was a week when he left. But no one knows what exactly he did in that week. Everyone just knows that he came back safe. His parents were happy. Of course, they just scold him, but he seemed not to care too much. Of course, he didn't really care. He knew about something that not many people would know about. But of course, this is where, well, he didn't care. He didn't meet a beautiful woman, a beautiful young woman that he really would love to meet again. But as a 9-year-old, he needs to kind of stay here for why not? Until he actually gets older and actually been able to join a certain group. But right now we go into a time skip about mostly, well, wait. So we go into a time skip about like mostly 10 years later, or mostly not 10, 9 years later. The brat itself mostly was, well, yeah, the kid itself was now 17, but he was at a certain kind of meeting called the Alliance meeting. He was right now with his parents, while mostly the others, there was like other people. There was yokais, mostly there was a yokai faction leader, that being Yakuza. There was also the wolf leader, who it was like mostly an alpha or whatever, which mostly Issei didn't really care. There was also the demon faction. Well, yeah, the double faction with the 2 double recipients being Cersex and also, well, Seraphor. 2 mouths. This is where, well, then there was the kind of fallen angels, the 2 recipients, which it was, well, Barricule, what's it called, and Azo. Then from there was mostly Michael and Grabiel from the angel faction, but yeah. But this is where, well, there was also a couple other mostly beings there that was actually supposedly the recipient for their own kind of like mostly faction, but yeah. Mostly there was also the kind of Egyptian gods, but yeah, mostly the one god that was named Anubis. Anubis was just there because of something. There was also one other god that was actually from a different faction. It was from mostly the, well, her name is from, well, her name is, what's it called, Savage? Or mostly, I mean, her name was Scaffage, and of course she's from the Irish kind of mythology. That's right. Well, she had longish purplish hair with blue, purplish eyes with purplish kind of dress. But this is where, well, she was actually kind of just watching this whole situation. The problem is with the situation, is because it involved a lot of people, a lot of different pantheons, to kind of fight a certain crazy, cracked out fallen angel. Now, the reason Issei is here is he has no fucking clue. Actually, on this day, he was actually supposed to leave. He was supposed to kind of go meet up with a certain person, or mostly a certain group, but his parents really caught him off really off guard, like super off guard. Because Issei was getting ready to leave, pack up, and of course his parents kind of knocked at his door saying that he needs to come with them to a certain group place meeting, which he didn't understand why. But when he kind of showed up, he was even more confused because there was a factions here. He's not a part of the supernatural title at all. Yeah, he was not a part of the supernatural. He's not a double incarnation. He's not, well, angel incarnation or fallen angel. He's not a wolf. He's not this or not that. He doesn't even use magic at all. He certainly doesn't have a sacred gear. If he did, then it would have awakened a while ago, probably when he was 9. Or, yeah, when he was 9. But yeah. I think he was 9, and I said 9-year-old times. No, shit. Well, see, it was 8 to make it 17 now. Yeah, I fucked that up. My numbers are not making any goddamn sense. But other than that, we go into mostly him just getting confused. Of course, this is where, the meeting was over, they wanted all peace, not really wanting to kill each other, but yeah. But of course, as I wanted to turn around towards Issei, which made Issei confused. But of course, before anything happens, an attack happened on the factions. This is where, the attack was from the Chaos Brigade, but of course, there was a couple people leading this kind of attack. There was a guy with kind of blackish and yellowish hair that was named Crumcrutch. Of course, someone that had kind of bluish hair and had a staff that had the true longitis, that his name was Cao. And then there was mostly the hero faction behind him, mostly Cao, like his own squad. And then there was Orpheus, which Orpheus was just sitting there. That's where, of course, this is where the faction was shocked after managing to kill off some of the mages and other things. Seeing these 3 people, which are scary enough to even fight. Crumcrutch is scary, the True Line Trident is scary, and of course Orpheus is there. This is where, Crumcrutch wanted to fight them, but this is where, someone actually stepped into the ring to actually fight mostly Crumcrutch. Because, he really didn't think much of it. And he actually wants to dip. He wants to kind of make a situation where he dies and kind of dips. But yeah. But it's none other than Issei. Issei decided to fight him, but this is where, his mother and father just tried to stop him, but Issei didn't care. This is where, Asa was a little bit confused and why Issei seems to be so confident. Unless he's going to do something crazy, like summon out a sacred gear, maybe the boosted gear. Because, Azo does know that Issei still has some seals on him that should prevent him from actually using magic or even, summoning out the boosted gear. Or getting memories of how to awaken the boosted gear. This is where, Reese was a little bit confused because her future pawn was literally going to fight out there. Yes, they were mostly going to put Issei as the pawn of Reese for another reason than mostly to kind of save her from an arranged marriage. But there's something happening with Issei and mostly Crumcrutch. Before Issei was able to kind of fight Crumcrutch, this is where a girl in the background was crying and saying, "No," he said, "Don't." This is where, she was the only one that was ever kind to him in school, and her name was Sarah. This is where, she's actually a werewolf. Mostly she is a werewolf. She was kicked out of the werewolf faction like a while ago, but of course, mostly the alpha, it was back to kind of return her back. But of course, he didn't really like the human at all, mostly, Issei at all. Because they were so friendly to each other, which the alpha didn't like that. Yes, the alpha in this one is a kind of prick, but yeah. But not the point. This is where, mostly Sarah was crying, and this is where, Issei says, "I'll be okay, don't worry." This is where, mostly Issei was kind of completely lying to mostly Sarah. He felt bad, but of course, at the same time, he really wants to hurt that guy who was supposed to be the alpha. He wants to rip him apart, but of course he couldn't. Not right now, unless he joined the group. But this is where, well, the fight begins with Crime Crush, and Crime Crush was actually interesting to see mostly the young kind of, well, mostly hero of that one kind of, well, savior, the savior of humanity or something. This is where, well, he was grinning, he fought against Issei, and it was kind of for one side, because Issei got kicked one time, he got knocked through the building, and got knocked out. Crime Crush was depressed, he was like, what the? I thought you would be strong, you had all that confidence, and yet you were that weak. And this is where Crime Crush were mostly belittled, what's it called, Issei, while everyone was shocked. And this is where, well, Azo widened his eyes, realizing that Issei just killed himself. He said, ah shit, I should unseal those seals. Fuck. This is where, well, mostly a girl behind him was just glaring at Crumb Crutch. This is where she was actually wanting to use Juggernaut Tribe. Just because mostly Crumb Crutch decided to hurt the one girl, well, not the one girl, one guy that actually she could fall in love for. And she wants to kill also Azza for not unsealing the damn seals. This is where, well, mostly Reyes was shocked to see her pawn just die until she then thought about to go revive him. This is where, well, mostly she can't because, well, mostly like 10 seconds later, while mostly everyone was kind of confused and kind of crying, mostly Sarah was crying, while they also kind of tried to comfort her, but this is where, well, she was crying more because the one man that she loves literally died. This is where, well, mostly we go into someone POV. Ring, 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 ring. Ring, 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 ring. This is where, well, no one else heard it, but this is where, well, someone did, and this is where they open it after kind of just managing to move their arm from the rubble. This is where it regen really fast. It like turned to a kind of orange color. It regen. This is where he then grabs a snail from his like mostly coat and says, yes, hello. Hello there. He then says, is this king, queen, or is this where, well, the other side says, this is Kaido. This is where almost see Issei stands up in an instant, regenerating his body really fast, turning all it into orange and say, oh, Kaido-san, I'm so sorry for mistaking you for mostly king or mostly queen. And this is where, well, mostly Issei was saying, this is where, well, he was actually shocked to believe it was Kaido-san. This is where, well, Kaido says, calm down. What are you doing right now? Why aren't you at the location where you're supposed to get picked up? Sorry, Kaido-san. It seems my parents decided to be an annoyment and actually brought me to the fucking supernatural faction leader meeting, kind of alliance or something like that. It's between mostly the devils, angels, fallen angels, werewolves, yokais, the Irish mythology, and also the Egyptian mythology. Interesting. You haven't used your Devilfruit or your Hawking, have you? No, sir. Well, use it. It seems like you're in the middle of a battle. That's where, well, mostly he says it, but sir, is it really necessary? Well, you are now officially a part of the Beast Pirates. You can clearly kind of use whatever. Besides, you're old enough, and mostly if I don't, well, what's it called? Make you join already, Yamato's just gonna be a bother later. Yes, Sama. Yes, Kaido-sama. That's where, well, mostly Kaido says, okay, after this, you should be able to get to the meeting spot. Who exactly you're fighting anyway? Crumb Crutch. Nothing but a pathetic weakling in my eye. That's where, well, mostly Issei chuckles and says, yes, Kaido-san. I'll destroy him at once. That's where, well, mostly Issei's eyes went into an orangey slick. Until this where, well, he gets out of the rubble. And this where, well, Issei said, ow, ow, ow. That kind of hurt like hell. This is where, well, mostly Issei did hang up and put the snail in his kind of pocket. This is where, well, he starts walking down and saying, ow, 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 that hurts like a bitch. Damn, you hit like a motherfucker. This is where he tells Crumb Crutch, which Crumb Crutch stopped belittling, what's it called, Issei, and looks at Issei and widens his eyes. What the? How do you want, never mind, I don't care. You are basically a descendant of what the, well, that hero. This is where, well, Issei says hero? Hero? What the fuck? This is where, well, he says this is the only first time he actually hears about the hero. He's a descendant of a hero leader or whatever. This is where, well, mostly he says, yeah, I'm a hero. I'm not a fucking pirate right now, but you motherfucker. This is where, well, he says, bring it on, you son of a bitch. This is where, well, mostly Crumb Crutch grins while rushing at him with mostly a murderous intent to try to kill him. This is where he starts trying to attack and punch, swing left, right, down, up, down. This is where, well, Issei keeps dodging right, down, up, down. He's easily dodging. He has his eyes literally fucking closed. And what he's using is observation hawking, at the same time advanced observation hawking. He's literally dodging before even Crumb Crutch can even attack twice. This is where, well, mostly Crime Crush was winding his eyes. What the? How can you do something like this where before he can even say anything, he gets kicked right in the fucking chin, launching his teeth right now into his own teeth. He just gets his mostly teeth kind of almost cracked, if it was possible. But this is where, well, Crime Crush felt like the kick from it. He got much stronger, the kid itself. This is where, well, the kid has his eyes closed and literally is being cocky as shit. This is where, well, mostly, what's it called? Mostly, sorry, wait. Let me say that again. Mostly, what's it called? Crime Crush is fighting against the kid, and of course, the kid is so difficult to fight because mostly he jumps around, punches him, and keep punching him and kicks him around. But yeah. This is where, well, mostly he gets annoyed until he sends a very powerful punch that collides with Issei's own punch, because Issei's own punch was right now coated in this blackish stuff, which mostly he winds his eyes because he only seen that kind of coating in one certain person, or mostly in one certain group, and that is only in the pirate kind of mostly pirate group. He was confused in why the kid even has it. Until this is where the kid right now encoded his leg in Armament Hawking and right now fucking back kicks Crime Crush into the face. This is where, well, mostly Crime Crush winding his eyes into, what the? This is where, well, making everyone wind their eyes, seeing mostly Crime Crush right now losing. This is where, well, mostly Issei's hand right now coated in fire right now. This is where, well, his fist right now went into an orangey color and then coated up into fire. This is where, well, Issei smirks and grins and says, "Bring it on there, evil Dragon-kun. Why are you so weak in my eyes?" And this is where, well, mostly he's just taunting Crime Crush, and Crime Crush kind of grins and says, "Oh, don't be so mean to me, pirate-san. I didn't actually expect you to be a pirate." This is where, well, Issei grins even further and says, "Yeah, I am a pirate, but that doesn't matter to you, does it?" This is where, well, mostly both Crime Crush and Issei right now rush each other. This is where, well, everyone was shocked to hear mostly Crime Crush call him a pirate, because they know about the pirate kind of like, not really factions, because the pirates are just all randomly, like they all hate each other, but they're shocked to believe that Issei might join a pirate group. This is where, well, making right now Issei's mother kind of cry, while his father kind of looks grim. This is where, well, Rias looks confused and kind of questions her brother. This is where, well, mostly her brother kind of explains if Issei has the Devilfruit, there's no way to actually reincarnate him to using the evil pieces. This is where, well, mostly Rias was confused and shocked, and this is where she says, "What? No, I need him." This is where, well, mostly Sir Sex says, and that's the other problem. If he's under a very powerful legion of pirates, then we are not going to be able to reincarnate him, because we might have actually started a war with mostly the certain pirate group. There's 4 sea emperors. There's Big Mom's kind of pirates, mostly it's called the Candy Pirates. There's the Beast Pirates from mostly Kaido, and I don't really want to fight Kaido because Kaido can actually wipe out the 4 mouths, the syrups, and even, well, mostly the cadres. This is where Azza says, "Yep, and I'm not trying to fight the strongest beast in the whole fucking world. Fuck that shit." This is where, well, he then explains about the other 2. The red hair Shanks, kind of like Yonko. Then there was the mostly white beard, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Rias is shocked and saying, but what about my marriage? There's no way to save that. I'm telling you, Rias, if this is, damn it, when did he join it? And this is where, well, mostly Elsa says, from his skills, it's probably fucking not that recent. That's where, well, his father just looks grim. When did he join it? But he was with us the whole time. Every single time. He doesn't work well. Mostly his mother is crying because she doesn't want her baby boys to join a pirate. She didn't even want him to join a fucking Devil Barrage, but mostly her husband, was fucking insisting on it, which really pissed her off. But yeah. But this is where, well, we go into right now, Sarah right now seeing this and just see in shock. Mostly seeing how Issei is so talented in fighting. He's literally jumping around, mostly Crime Crush and kicking him right in the face, punching him, or whatever. This is where Crime Crush right now gets angry and right now goes into his draconic form. This is where, well, he grins with such a psychotic grin. This is where, well, he's now much bigger than, well, Issei. Issei grins even more. And this is where, well, he then smiles saying, "Oh, you want to go into that style. Into mostly a battle between, well, monsters, you say? Fine." This is where, well, mostly Issei says, "It's time for you to know about my true power." This is where, well, mostly he started transforming in an instant, crushing the ground in an instant. This is where he keeps rushing. His body starts transforming in an instant to that of scales. His eyes become slick. Actually, they're already slick. They're already slick. But this is where, well, everything started growing up. He started growing up to be mostly a feat of, well, so this is where, well, he grew up to be 18 feet while going into a form called Spinosaurus. Well, not 18, well, it is 18 feet right now because he's not going full power. This is where he decides to spin and says, sawing, mostly he says, flaming saw. This is where his body was coated to fire really instantly and smashed into mostly, well, Chrome Crush. Chrome Crush tried to dodge, but this is where one of his wings were ripped off of him very easily. He widened his eyes, seeing mostly, well, Issei right now land on the ground, and this is where he's grinning with such a psychotic grin because he right now has in his teeth mostly, well, the wing of Chrome Crush. Chrome Crush right now widened his eyes, realize he won't be able to take flight. This is where, well, mostly Issei right now grins even further because he knows Chrome Crush will not be able to take flight at all. Chrome Crush decides to just scoff and rush at mostly Issei. Issei right now rush at him and they both start kind of clawing at each other, biting each other, and this is where, well, there's so much blood kind of going down the ground. But there's one thing for mostly Chrome Crush that he has a lesser advantage. Issei can dodge. Yes, he's using Observation Hawking and using also mostly Armament Hawking to bite into him. But then using Conqueror's Hawking to right now send his will upon him to make him stagger. This is where, well, mostly Chrome Crush cannot fight against this advanced version of Issei because truly he's kicking the shit of him. This is where, well, mostly everyone winding their eyes at the kind of sensing Conqueror's Hawking. Yes, Rias got knocked out because she's the weakest out of mostly everyone. Some other people, like in her barrage, got knocked out, except for Kiba. Kiba was just shocked. This is where, well, mostly everyone is scared now, seeing that he's able to use Conqueror's Hawking. He might not be a part of a mostly pirate legion. He might be a pirate himself, like an actual legion of himself. But after seeing the beast transformation, yeah, that went out the question. Well, went out the mostly just went out the room, and actually they all thought of the Beast Pirates. He joined the Beast Pirates, probably. But this is where, well, mostly they can see how mostly vicious Issei is, and the only people that are quite vicious is that of the Beast Pirates. The Candy Pirates are quite vicious also, but more vicious and more violence into their animal instincts would be the Beast Pirates, because clear from their name. But yeah, this is where, well, mostly serves okay. Nope, no, he's actually a part of that pirate group. I thought we can be able to talk to mostly Shanks, even Whitebeard, but no, it went out the window when we saw that form. This is where, well, mostly the alpha male was right now even scared from mostly the stagger, or mostly the Spinosaurus. Because, well, he wasn't expecting the human to just transform into a full-on dinosaur. Sarah was right now blushing and happy for mostly Issei being able to transform into something like that. Of course, she was a little scared, but then she was more happy that Issei isn't normal. This is where, well, they can actually be together. This is where she thinks in her head. She smiles a little bit. This is where, well, gently. But we go into mostly, well, the Egyptian god, mostly of Anubis, and also, what's it called? The Irish goddess. This is where, well, they look at each other and they say, huh. So he is a part of the Beast Pirates. This is where, well, mostly go into mostly Chrome Crush getting out of his form. He's right now in a hybrid state of Draconic, but this is where, well, Issei also becomes in a hybrid state of Draconic. Well, mostly into his hybrid state. This is where, well, Issei says, "Where the hell do you think you're going?" He punches the shit out of Chrome Crush, launching him straight behind mostly the hero faction, well, mostly army. This is where, well, mostly it comes to, what's it called, well, the hero faction, Cow to fight against him with the spear. Issei dodges and grabs the spear. Right now, takes it out of, what's it called, Cow's arm, like, really fast, and stab him with his own fucking spear, like he didn't give a damn. This is where everyone says, damn! Like, no, Issei does not care. He is that much of a menace. This is where Cow says, you now made me much stronger. This is where Issei punches him, knocking him out. This is where, well, the other hero faction kind of, like, members right now were thinking to rush, like, mostly the Descendant of Hercules and others like Siegfried and Gina. But this is where, before they even get to get close, lightning smashes upon them. And of course, other figures actually appear. Now, all of them has different glow in their eyes right now in front of, well, Issei. They seem to be different members of Issei's group. Or they might be different people. But one actually has lightning, but with lightning wings actually appearing, with his arms right now kind of being the wings. This is where, well, lightning also kind of legs, but not the point. It kind of looks like Marcos, but it's not. It's actually another user that has a certain mythical Devilfruit that's called the Thunderbird. This is where another person appears. He has mostly wings all around, claws, and he does kind of have arms and just wings in the back. This is where, well, he has a tail with a white kind of head and does have it like an eagle face somewhat. He's right now in the, what's it called, full version. It's called Griffin. This is where, well, the others are basically in a form. One is in a, what's it called? Well, one of them is in this draconic form, mostly dinosaur form, that basically has toxin around him, like literally his scales are toxin. He can also bite into kind of giving a venomous kind of bite, but not the point. That's where, well, the next one was basically a guy that kind of looked like, well, this. It looked like a T-Rex, but mutated, but yeah. Because, well, Issei and his Devilfruit, and also the other guy with the dinosaur kind of scale, are mutated ancient Devilfruits, but yeah, not the point. So yeah, this is how the Thunderbird looks like that the guy has. He actually has like 4 wings entirely, but yeah. And this is the Griffin, but yeah. But for right now, I gotta leave it here. So this is part 1 of this. What if, other than that, bye, singing, yeah, I gotta be going by, and yeah.